What's up, guys? Welcome back. Contours just hit us with a new patch. I'm currently on double EXP, so you're gonna have to excuse the farming in the background. But basically, there's two new monsters. I haven't looked at them yet. This is the first look for me as well. The Hargs and the Fairy King. So I have no idea what they do. We're gonna take a look at their skills. We're gonna see how good they are. And hopefully they're pretty good. Hopefully there's some useful support monsters. Because usually like 3 stars, the useful ones are support. Because most of the time the 3 stars don't have the best stats, but the fairy kings are 5 stars, so we have new nat 5s. um so the fire one, so they all have the same first skill, breeze, attacks the target and increases attack bar of an ally with the lowest attack bar by 15%. This is very unique. No other monster in the game has this, I think. Increases attack bar every single time he attacks 15%. It's not a lot, but it's a little bit of utility depending on how you look at it. I'm gonna have to switch out my fodders in the background just because I can't waste time. Even if I'm making a video, I have to farm up on that double EXP. And the second skill, Rabbit's Agility, fills up an ally's attack bar to the max and increases the target's attack speed by for 2 turns. So this is like Kona's Resurge. And instead of increasing attack, it increases attack speed by 2 turns. So this is something that can provide your team more turn advantage. The fire one and the light one have this. The other ones have Woodvine. We're going to take a look at that later. Third skill, Little Hummingbird. It's a passive. Removes up to 2 harmful effects on an ally with the lowest HP and heals 10% of the ally's HP each turn. So this is very similar to like Molly and the Light Anubis's part of their passive. And the other part of the passive is like a mini single target Veramos that like passive that removes 2 harmful effects on the one with the lowest HP. Um, Personally, I think it would be better if it removed harmful effects on the ally that has the most harmful effects or something like that. Because sometimes the one with the lowest HP um, might not have harmful effects to remove, and the 10% heal is not that much. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see if his stats are good. The water one, second skill, Woodvine, attacks the enemy, decreases the target's attack bar by 50% with a 70% chance, and decreases the target's attack speed by 2 turns with a 70% chance. So this is like a mini Hua's first skill. This attack will deal more damage according to your defense. So I'm not sure how many turns cooldown this is, but if it's like a 2 or 3 turn cooldown, then this is a very, very nice monster. Maybe a possible like Hua replacement, I think. If you're able to constantly spam this is very useful against certain stages of TOA hard, very useful against possibly raids, because like that's what really Hua is for. She does a lot of damage, she slows, and she decreases attack bar. And this, he also increases attack bar on his first skill, so that's a little bit more turn advantage. His third skill, Hedgehog's Thorn, it increases the critical rate of all allies and decreases the chance of receiving a critical hit for 2 turns. So this is a pretty unique debuff. Not a lot of units have this. I know like Kabila cases, the Drunken Masters or something like have this skill. It's crit rate and reduces chance of critical hit. This is a not really sure what to think about this. It could be useful in TOA hard, depending on the situation. The chance to receive critical hit, because obviously if you don't get if you don't get hit by crits, then you're obviously taking less damage. This buff might also help you possibly in raids, because if you're buffing everyone's chance of receiving critical hits and critical rate, you're increasing everyone's tankiness, increasing everyone's DPS slightly as well. I guess this will depend. Everything about this monster will depend on how many cooldowns Woodvine is. I'm probably gonna check it in game later on just to see how many. Actually, I don't think I can check it unless I actually pull the monster. So the Wind one is a Nat 4. They have a deer Song, removes all harmful effects on allies and casts a damage absorbing shield on them for 2 turns. Damage absorption is proportional to your defense. So this might be a potential future raid unit because he's a remover. Depending on how many cooldowns this is, he could be really useful. And it also gives a damage absorbing shield. that's proportionate to defense. So if you just have really high defense, then he can keep removing. And then defense is really nice for frontline. So depending on how high his base defense is, he might be a really good monster. So the light one buddy passive. At the start of the fight, the attack speed of the ally with the lowest attack speed will be increased according to your level. The ally's attack speed will not exceed your attack speed. So, wait, this is really strong. Wait, this is really, really strong. Wait, this is insanely strong. Holy shit. Wait a minute. At the start of the fight, the attack speed of the ally with the lowest attack speed will be increased according to your level. The allies' increased attack speed will not exceed your attack speed. So it's probably not as strong as I think. Because what I thought it was is it increases the attack speed to your level, but it's only increases attack speed according to your level. So we don't know how much exactly. Maybe like, but even if it's like 1 attack speed per level, that's really, really high. That's like plus 40 attack speed on the ally with the lowest attack speed. That means like if you can potentially rune your nukers without any speed, and then this passive will increase that nuker's attack speed really high. Well, not really high, but like slightly. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all it does. So it's like it increases the speed of a unit that you normally wouldn't have speed on. I see a lot of places where this could be useful. Like, say you're doing guild battles, you run this guy, and then you're running like a slow Theomars. He could potentially like speed up that Theomars to get more speed. This way, Theomars is doing more damage because Theomars' thing scales with speed, and then he can. And this serves as like a resurge. So if you're running maybe like a Galleon, run this guy and then run like a Theo in guild battle. He could potentially just first turn Galleon does his thing, and then he goes and resurges. Well, he uses Rabbit's agility on Theomars or something like that, and then Theomars nukes really hard because Theomars would have high speed, and you built your Theomars like with high attack, so then he would be doing really high damage as well. Just some theory crafting that I thought of on the spot when I looked at his skill set. This could also be really useful in raids because like you could well, actually it depends, because if you're trying to run like a full DPS, you might be able to just run another nuker and then run him, and then this will increase your nuker's speed, and then this will give your team more turn advantage. So he's going to be like a little bit, just a little turn advantage monster, just to give your team more turns and stuff. Owl's Hoot increases attack speed of all allies and recovers their HP by 15% each turn for 3 turns. So this is like the the aerial heal plus an attack speed buff. That's for 3 turns. Not really that unique, but it's not bad. It's like a heal plus a attack speed, so to provide a little bit of turn advantage. All right, we're gonna look at the Fairy Queens. Fairy Kings. They're Nat 5s. Serenity attacks an enemy, removes beneficial effects with 30% each strike. So this is kind of like the Archangel's first skill. Overwhelm attacks all enemies, increases their cooldowns by 1 turn with a 70% chance. So this is a little bit underwhelming. Kind of funny. That was the word that came to my head. Like, it's increases their cooldowns by 1 turn with a 70% chance. Like the Sea Kings, the Fire Sea King, his second skill resets them and removes beneficial effects with a 100% chance each time. Like, what is this? But then again, that's just my opinion. Hellfire attacks the enemy with a raging flame. Both you and the target lose 30% HP, but your target will receive massive additional damage. Boss type enemies will only lose 15% from this skill. So this thing will always do 50% chance to bosses. The target will receive massive additional damage. So I guess he's like a super strong Lin, maybe. Um, okay. So same two first skills. Rageful Return goes back to the elemental realm the moment of death and returns with 30% HP. The activation of Rageful Return deals significant damage to all enemies. This is like a free Perna. Basically it's a free Perna. It's like Perna but only with a 30% revive, but it also does a nuke, a AoE nuke when he returns. We don't know how much damage this does. Um, Hopefully these guys have strong scaling on their first two skills, like or else they're not going to be very good monsters. If they're nukers with like strong attack scaling on their first two skills, then they might be really nice monsters to run. Like he could be like an alternative Perna, kind of. So the Win one has a different second skill, Ventilate. Uh, Instantly readies all skills on an ally. Ventilate will not be affected by their cooldown reduction or increasing skill. So this is like a single target Jamire, pretty much. And Steel Magic attacks an enemy, dropping the target's attack bar to 0, puts all skills on the target on cooldown. So this is like a single target Zyros plus attack bar reduction. Seems okay. It literally just seems okay. Light of Judgment calls upon the power of light to deal defense, ignoring damage to the enemy. Gains 1 turn of invincibility if the enemy dies. So this is a single target nuke that ignores defense. And Discern increases the maximum skill cooldown of all enemies by 1 each turn with the power of a piercing glaze. This effect will not affect boss type monsters and can't be stacked up. Wait, this is actually really strong. It's an automatic effect. So it's a passive, right? It's a passive. Increases the maximum skill cooldown. Yeah, it's a passive of all enemies by 1 each turn. So it makes maximum skill cooldowns. So it makes the cooldown of enemies increase by 1 each turn, or does it make their max? I'm actually really confused with the way they worded this. Does it, say for example, my whatever Kona's third skill has a 3-turn cooldown. Does it make it a 4-turn cooldown, or does it put it on a 1-turn cooldown every single time that he gets a turn? That's what I'm confused about. But if he puts it on a 1-turn cooldown every turn, then he's actually really really strong, because potentially that's like a Zyros every single turn, because you could just if you make him really fast, and this might, I don't know if this can be resisted if it affects people that has will runes. It's an automatic effect, so I'm guessing the way they didn't say it's a passive, it might be like it activates every single turn. So you might be able to block this with will runes and stuff, or if you have immunity, or it might be able to be resisted possibly. Since it's like an automatic effect, I'm assuming since it's an automatic effect, it activates it every single turn. So it doesn't say passive, it says automatic effect. So it's something that activates every turn, and it increases maximum. Yeah, and then it makes everyone's cooldown increase by 1 turn. But if it's like that, it's still very strong, because then he's potentially a Zyros, because every time he goes, he does this, and then his second skill can serve as like a mini Zyros. It attacks all enemies. Oh wait, this attacks all enemies? Or I'm dumb. I thought it was only one target. I misread it. So this is all enemies. So you can potentially increase their skill cooldown by 2 turns. If this is the way I think it is, then he's like a mini Zyros. He can increase their skill cooldown by 2 every turn, and then the next time he goes, he increases it again. So if you're constantly faster than the enemy, you can keep resetting their skills. So they can never use their third skill. Maybe, I don't know. If it's the way it is worded, but in all honesty, no one's gonna get this monster. Just, he's the new. These two are the new rarest monsters in the game, because they're the newest Light Dark Nat 5s. Hard Fire, the skill originally intended to be max level 1 skill. Due to error, the skill is set as 2. What? Okay. Increases all enemy cooldowns by an additional turn. Is not being considered when skills that put enemy skills on maximum cooldown are used. This will be fixed in the next version. What? So I think this is what I think it does. It increases the enemy cooldowns by 1 additional turn. So this is like, it's basically what his second skill does, but he does it once when he activates his turn, and then he does it again. But I guess the Comtos doesn't need to fix this because there's no example Dragon Fire Breath. Okay. Oh, some skill descriptions have been changed, but I don't think anything else changed. All right, so that's pretty much it. That's all there is for this patch. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all there is. I don't know how to feel about these new monsters. I don't think they're super. The new Nat 5s. I don't feel like they're super strong. Um, the the Wind Harg seems pretty nice for raids, possibly, because he can decrease attack speed and he can remove and put a shield that absorbs damage that scales with defense, and the defense is really nice for frontline tanking and raids. And the light one seems really cool. Like I wish I could get this guy. He seems super fun. This passive seems super unique. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all there is to it, to the new patch. And I forgot to run my double EXP again. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.